we go.
This is exciting.
Yeah, welcome to Coffee with Karla. My name is Karla Jordan, and we're gonna do a little segment where we just chit chat about literally everything and anything.
So excited.
Yeah, I know. So today I have with me my good friend and wedding photographer, Adri Gonzalez.
Hello. This is so cute and fun to just get cozy and get comfortable.
Right, let's do this.
Oh my god.
This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, so now that I'm back on YouTube, it's a little exciting. Something new. Why not?
Something new.
Well, before I get set up, do you actually remember what was the last thing you were influenced by?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. Obviously you. You're very influential.
Oh.
But like in life in general? Like
yeah, whatever. Like from TikTok, from...
I don't know. I'm very much, my TikTok is all about what I do, which is wedding photography. And so I've been inspired by all the like new trends that are happening, like what the bridal trends are, and just, yeah, I mean, I get inspired by everything, literally, not just with my work, but like house decor. I'm always inspired by
there's
like
so much to see.
House decor and like how to, you know, romanticize your life.
Can I tell you what you influenced me to buy?
Why?
The freaking Dyson.
Oh, the vacuum?
The vacuum.
Oh my god, that is so funny. No, that is literally
game changer.
Because I use that every day.
Yeah.
3 times a day. I have a dog who's very hairy and just sheds so much hair.
Yeah.
And so it's a necessity in our house.
Yeah. And then I got a puppy and I was like, Adri, I need your vacuum. What is it? Give me the model, give me everything. And that's been a lifesaver.
Yes, I mean, that is, I have a baby and so he's constantly on the floor. So I'm like vacuuming all the time just to keep that kid away from so much hair. But yeah, that's huge.
I
know, little things like that, I'm like, I get influenced by, I'm like, what, I need that. Like,
Yeah. A little backstory of how we met, which, by the way, always shoot your shot because you never know what can happen.
Yes.
Long story short, I'm living in LA. I have a photographer that I've been working for like a whole year on content creation, whatnot. And all of a sudden, he's like, I'm gonna be gone on a road trip across the USA. Across the US.
USA.
It sounded so grand.
So, I know, across the USA. Yeah.
And I was like, no, what am I gonna do? I don't have a photographer. So I go on Instagram and I start searching photographers Los Angeles. I come across her profile and I DM her. And of course I'm shy. So I'm like, hello, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 gave my speech. And I wanted to see if she was available to shoot. And then we meet up. It happens to be that she's Mexican, I'm Mexican. I grew up in Cancun, Mexico. She was living there for a little bit.
I just moved back from Cancun.
You had just moved back from Cancun.
Yes.
Yes.
And you were one of the first people that I met and that I got to work with being back here in LA. I'm from LA, but I went to Cancun to live for a few years. And so when I moved back and, you know, wanted to continue my photography business here, she was one of the first people that I met and that I worked with. And it was just so funny how you were like, I'm from Cancun. I'm like, I just came back from Cancun. Like,
what are
so
the odds?
weird.
What are the odds? Seriously. Always trust your gut as well. Because I don't know, her photo, her images, everything. I was just, she's great.
Yeah.
And we meet up and you're a Cancer, I'm a Cancer. You're a
I
Cancer,
know.
right?
Yes,
you are.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I'm so emotional. Of course I'm a Cancer.
We cry all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure, anytime. Literally on the spot, I can just start crying. It's it's what we do.
It's what we do, yeah. So many connections and it was just such a cool experience. And we've been friends for...
But that's what I was gonna say. It feels like it was just like last year that I met you. It's been, I don't even know how
it's
many
been
years.
forever.
It's been like 6 years?
At least, or 7.
Or 7.
I'm pretty sure we're closer to 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
So wild.
So yeah, the one little DM turned out into a great friendship and we've just been together through the ups and downs of life and it's been great.
Yes. I love this. And I love that we're finally getting to catch up and do this little video of like, just a chit chat.
Yeah, just a chit chat. That's what I want. So Adri is a great professional wedding photographer here in LA, and you're a destination photographer, right?
Well, I used to be, when I used to live in Cancun, I used to shoot destination weddings here. Here, I've gotten the honor to travel to many great places. I've been to Greece, I've been to Spain to shoot weddings. But primarily my business is mostly here in LA and like the surrounding areas. But so, yeah, and now with the kiddo, I've been more local. But I've gotten to travel to so many epic places doing what I do. It's crazy.
Would you call it your dream job?
Yes. Oh my God. Of course.
That's so
like
cool.
The fact that I can create like my own schedule and I can like, you know, just run my own business is
That's
so cool.
huge. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely my dream
To
job.
do what you love.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It might take us a while to get there, but
Oh yeah.
it's worth it.
It is,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously the beginning is not easy. It's not like from one day to another, but when it gets going, you know?
Yeah. And do you happen to remember the moment when you either took a photo or you look at a photo that you took and you were like, I do want to do this for a living?
Well, I first started doing photography or having interest in photography when I was really young, and I graduated college. And I had my month trip to Europe, and I went backpacking to Europe.
Wow.
And so I went with friends, and I remember I really wanted to buy this camera that I had seen. It was a DSLR camera, so it was like the most professional camera I've ever had.
Right.
And so I bought it just to take to this trip. And I think that's when I really fell in love with photography. I took it with me all month long. I shot some really cool stuff that at the time I thought was like so cool.
Of course, I'm sure they were great.
That obviously now I look back at them and I'm like, ugh, yeah. But like,
whatever.
But yeah, and then when I remember when I came back from that trip, I was so excited to edit them, and I would do the craziest edits on those photos. Like, just
well, that
crazy.
used to be a trend. It used to be like the thing.
It was
right?
the thing, and I thought I was so professional, and I was
Yes.
like, I've got to do this for, you know, for my life, and
Yes.
this has got to be my career. And so, yeah, that's my initial love
That's
for photography there.
Amazing. I mean, Europe. I mean, I guess that's a
I
place
mean,
to
who
fall in love
doesn't
with
get
it,
inspired
right?
there?
Yeah. And as a wedding photographer, can you walk us through your typical workflow day from an actual wedding day? Like, once you have your client, you booked it, the wedding day is here, everybody's pumped, I'm sure everybody's nervous. And you're nervous now.
Well, it's a lot of like, because it's a full day where I give myself to
Completely.
the couple.
Yeah.
So I have to prepare myself mentally and emotionally, even the day before. Like, I try not to go out or stay out too late. I don't drink the day before, just so I can be super sharp and just alert on the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
So the night before, I try to sleep in early. I charge all of my gear. I pack all of my gear. Everything is already set up the night before.
Yeah.
So that the day of, you know, just wake up, have a good breakfast. Now things look a little different because I have a kid, so now we have to set up his things and take him over to family's house. He's gonna watch him. So it's like a lot of prep that I try to do the day before.
Right. So it starts, basically you start the day before.
Yeah. So, and then also like I like to leave super early just because I'm super anal about like what if there's traffic or something, you know.
Is that
and
a
so
cancer
wedding
thing? Do we know?
Maybe. I don't know. I just get so nervous that I'm like, I would never want to be late. That's like my worst nightmare.
Me
So I
too.
go like so early.
too.
Like ridiculous. But that gives me peace of mind
Me
to
too.
know that okay, I'm here.
Yes.
Everything's good. I don't care if I'm early. I actually prefer it because then it gives me time. Sometimes we don't have breakfast, so I shoot with my husband. Now he's my second shooter, so we do this together.
Yeah.
So sometimes once we drop off our baby, we go and we have breakfast, and that's like our little date night, our
That's
date
amazing.
day, because
Yeah.
we have it in the morning. And so we go grab breakfast, we have coffee, and then we go, and I like to just be there early again, just to know that I'm there, and we just kind of sit down, we catch up, we like mentally, we go through the time, like it's just a lot of like preparing mentally, and then when it starts, it's like go time, you know, it's just like go.
That's amazing.
But yeah.
And then you get to the wedding, do you go and check in with the bride first, or?
Yes.
So I guess there's a coordinator.
Right. Usually I go, I check in with the coordinator, let them know that I'm here, and we kind of look for the bride and the groom. We go and we say hi, we're here, and then we just kind of let them do their own day. I don't try to like bother them or ask too many questions, but I congratulate them on their wedding day. I'm like, congratulations.
Yeah.
And just basically I tell them what we're gonna start doing. So we start shooting, you know, like their details and all of those things while they're still finishing up, getting ready. So, and then the day just kind of starts and we go on from there.
And you just go.
Yeah.
So my one question, I guess I'm so curious, you're shooting a lot of people and there's a lot of things moving at the same
Yes.
time. Do you have to actually like speak up and say like, no, everybody here, or like how does that work out? Like,
No, so basically coordinators are amazing because they do everything. I could never do what a coordinator does. They're incredible people. But when it comes to taking the photo and getting the shots, I'm responsible for gathering people and kind of having them be wherever I need them to be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our job, which I love doing. I love bossing people around. I'm kidding. I don't like
I
bossing
can
people
see
around.
that.
But the day of, I become very assertive because you have to be. People like directions.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm really good at giving directions of where to stand, where to go, where to be. And so the day of, I just tell them, you know, what needs to happen. And people are usually very good about listening and doing things for the photo. So, but that's so funny because I'm only very assertive and very like that on wedding days because I feel like it needs to happen.
Yes.
But I'm like that on my day to day. I'm not like, you go here right now. No, that's not who I am.
Okay.
But you
that's
kind of have to
amazing
be
that
on
you
wedding days.
Tune into that mode and go
Right.
just like everybody.
Yeah, because it's what makes it, you know, streamlined. Like it makes the process go faster when I tell people where to go instead of them not knowing what to do or where to go.
And then once everything, I mean, you get all your shots, right? And people are still hanging out, dinner. Are you and your husband in the back, are you going through photos there, or is that something you do at home, or how do you have a checklist?
Yeah, so basically because I've been doing this this is my 11th year shooting weddings. Basically the checklist is tattooed in my brain already.
Yes.
So I don't need like an actual shot list. It's great if people have a shot list they want to share. I don't mind looking at it. Maybe it's something else that is very personal to them that they want captured. So I make sure we obviously look through all the shot lists. But usually my favorite part of the wedding day is the reception, only because I become a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Because moments before the ceremony, a lot of it are photo, like stage photos, like portraits of them or the bridal party or family. But once reception starts, we're flies on the wall. We let the couple just be who they want to be with the people that they love the most, and we just kind of capture those natural moments, which I try to do even through the before, like the first half of the day.
Good at, by the way.
I just feel like those little moments tell the story of who they are as a couple. So so I like moments where I don't have to tell them what to do. Like I like when it just unfolds naturally.
And those are the best shots.
Yes, usually. I mean, I think that.
Nothing post is good.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you've got to have a post
but,
photo because you just spent so much money and all, you know, on your wedding dress. You want a good photo.
Yes.
So I do make sure we get nice portraits, but a lot of it is just making space for those natural moments to happen. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And do you cry during the wedding?
Oh my God, all the time.
Yeah.
This is like
I
my
wouldn't be able
11th.
to compose myself.
Hello, cancer babies.
I know.
So even though I've been doing this for like 11 years, I still cry at like a father-daughter dance.
Oh, always.
I still cry when they're doing their vows and, you know, they're sharing their words for each other. It's yeah, I still cry over like most of the weddings. I'm like behind the camera crying. Like I just still get very invested in the couples because I get to know. I personally love to get to know each one of them and know their story.
So you actually have a relationship with a couple. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Going on that theme, what is the most fun or unique experience you've had while photographing a wedding?
You know what? That's a tough question because after a while, they all kind of blur. Like in the moment, I'm sure I've had so many great experiences because again, every wedding has had its own things, and I'm like, oh, that was really cool. But like things that I can think of that super stand out. I mean, I can just think about something that happened to me on a wedding, which was kind of funny. now.
What happened? Yes, that's what we want. We want the funny part.
It's funny now, but I was at a wedding. It was during the getting ready of the girls. So I was photographing the bride and her bridesmaids getting ready in a room in a beautiful like venue that looked like a castle. It's gorgeous. And so I had them all standing and I was backing up to get like a wide shot. And as I backed up, there was this like table behind me. Oh, no. And so in that moment, so it all happened. So I backed up to start taking this picture. All of a sudden from the side of my eye, I see my husband come towards me because he was coming to let me know like he was done photographing the guys and he was gonna go on to photograph another part of the wedding. And so he was coming, but at the same time as he was coming in the room, he saw that my hair had flames. My hair was on fire. Oh no! My hair was on fire. So he came straight at me and started like hitting my hair, and I was like, what is happening right now? Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
I didn't know.
You still didn't know.
So there was a table behind me and it had a candle, and my hair being long, I guess it dipped in the candle as I was backing up, and I didn't feel it. I kind of started smelling something, but I was like, maybe if somebody else is burning some other candle, I don't know. And so when he came and he just started like whacking me, and I was like, what is happening? He's like, your hair is on fire. Oh my gosh. And so funny because this was the weekend before my own wedding.
Oh boy.
So I was trying to let my hair grow out for my wedding.
Yes.
And I had to cut a big chunk of that piece. Obviously, nobody noticed because, you know, layers and just kind of blended in there. But that's just one of the moments that I remember right now that was just so funny. I caught on fire and I didn't know. And my Prince Charming saved me.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what all the bridesmaids were saying. They're like, he's your Prince Charming.
So sweet.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, that's a good story, actually.
Yeah.
And then, so when it comes to wedding photography, is there anything that nobody really talks about, or is there anything you wish people and other photographers were to be more outspoken about when it comes to wedding photography?
Oh, that is a good question. I feel like wedding photography, not everybody is built to do. I mean, there are so many photographers who do amazing things. There's fashion photographers, there's landscape, there's nature photography. But us wedding photographers are a unique and rare species because it's like going into like
Warzone.
Yes, kind of, because you become a lot of the time, like not intentionally, but a wedding is a very special moment for people's lives. So there's moments where you kind of become the therapist because it's days where you get disappointed sometimes by some people, or you get so excited, it's the moment you've been waiting. So it's like learning how to manage different energies all day long. And so I don't know if it's because it's a Cancer thing, but I could be very empathetic if a bride is very happy or is kind of mad about something that didn't turn out the way they wanted to, or something happened. So I think that the best way to have amazing photos from your wedding is to be in the best headspace you can be. A lot of the time, the best photos that I've gotten are from brides. It doesn't even have to be an expensive venue or have expensive vendors. It's generally if the bride is having a blast.
Yes.
Like it's the energy that couples give.
Yeah.
Again, it's a high stakes day. I know so many things, so many moving parts. Yeah. But if you just go in the headspace of like
going with the flow.
Yeah, we've planned a whole year for this. Most couples plan a year before. Yeah. So if you just go with the mindset, I already planned. There's nothing I could do. If this happens, oh well, I'm just gonna have. Remember what the day is all about, which is marrying your person.
Yes.
So I would say I always tell my brides you plan so far, just let go, just have a blast, and we'll take care of everything else. Like you've done enough.
Just disconnect,
have fun
and be present,
and
enjoy the moment, and then you're gonna be there to capture it all.
Yes,
that's amazing. I love that. That's a good point. And also, I feel like going back to the question, which is what people don't really talk about, is that you do become the go-to when it comes to heavy emotions or like
Right.
she's mad about something,
Right.
because you're probably next to them all the time.
Right.
So you're the first person that they express things
Right.
about, or like whatever's going on.
Which it's not to say it's super common, like it happens in every wedding, no. But it has happened where, it's situations arise and you're just kind of, it affects the energy of the room sometimes. And so I would say
Yeah.
it's remind yourself why you're here.
Yes.
You're marrying your person. That should be above all,
Yeah.
the main,
It's a day you've been dreaming about.
Exactly.
So, and what would be your advice to couples when they're actually in the process of choosing their wedding photographer?
I would say the best thing or the main thing they should look out for is a photographer who's genuinely interested in them, in their
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
And it's not so much about getting the deal or booking them for, having money or a business transaction. It's more about, again, maybe it's just me, I work off of energy a lot. So I like meeting my couples, I like having a video call or meeting them for coffee, even before booking, just to see if we're aligned in our personalities, if we're aligned. And also just because I want to get to know them as a couple, as a unit.
Yeah.
So for me, if I were a bride, which I was one time, and so I look for that, having that good connection with your photographer who felt like I could be friends with that person, because again, it makes all the difference in your photos.
Yeah, in your photos, and also you're going to be dealing with them, but they're also going to be dealing with you. Like
Right.
that's
We're basically,
huge.
aside from the planner,
Yeah.
we're the vendor who will be with you all day long.
Yes.
So to like your photographer,
You might
is
as well
kind
like
of
your
important.
photographer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, which app do you think has more influence on your client's mood board? I'm actually very happy I got married back in 2015. Right before social media it was already big, Instagram and all that, but back in the day it was
You did what you
different.
wanted to do. You weren't influenced so much.
You weren't influenced, and
I
you
know.
weren't bombarded by like, this is the new thing, and this is out, and this is in, and this is, which I feel like it just builds stress. At the end of the day, it should be what you want, the way you want.
I feel like because of that, because there are now so many trends, and Instagram obviously leads the trends, and then TikTok just maximizes it. So a lot of couples, I feel like, which I love anything they do. I'm up for anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like for that same reason, because there are so many trends, a lot of couples are going very now traditional, very
True.
classic.
That is so true.
Very
That's a good point.
Yeah, I feel like again, Instagram kind of leads the way for all of these trends, and then TikTok just makes it even bigger.
Right.
But they usually give me just like a Pinterest board of their ideas, and that kind of helps me know what their vision is, what their style is. Although I have a style of photography, I like to personalize. Like, for example, I ask them what is a shot that they love to get. They would love to like blow up in their house and frame. Like, what is that shot for them? And a lot of them, some say candid, so I know that they value candid moments.
Yeah.
Some say a posed one looking straight to the camera, so then I know they value posed shots. So it just kind of guides me in knowing like who they are and what they want for their photos, because it's their photos at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's so cool. It just came back to me what we were talking about, and it just went away.
It just comes and goes. It just comes and goes.
It was just, I had it at the tip of my tongue. Oh my god.
It'll come back sometime. Today.
Oh, no. So I wanted to ask you. I was going to ask you, so I book you, right? And you told me like, I'm crazy for trying to book you like 6 months in advance. It has to be a year.
No, you're not crazy. No, there are a lot of couples who book 6. I've even had couples who book like 3 months in advance.
Wow.
But usually the norm, if you can call it that, is a year before. Yeah.
That makes sense. And once I book you, how do you manage communication? Because I'm sure everybody's different, and now you can be in touch with one person in every single way through their Instagram account, their phone, the voicemail, text, you name it. So do you limit the access, or do they have full access to you? How do you manage your brain when it comes to all of that?
So I try to keep it all in my inbox and emails, through emails.
Okay.
If you send me a DM or if you send me a text message, sometimes it's a little harder for me to organize our communication. So I try to keep it all in the inbox, and I try to just keep it all via email.
Okay.
They're welcome to email me throughout their whole wedding planning process if they have questions about timeline, or anything. But usually once they book, and then the whole year of them having booked me, there's very minimal communication.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, they're welcome to email me for any questions, but usually it's kind of minimal. We kind of touch base again when we plan their engagement session.
Okay.
And then we kind of go over all of that, like locations, outfits, all of that, which is super fun.
Do most of them book also the engagement?
Well, my package includes, it comes with
that's
an engagement
awesome.
session. Yeah.
That's
So,
good to know.
because it's also so important for me to, and for them, to know the dynamic between them and I, and to work together before their wedding day.
Oh, that's huge.
What their angles are, what they like, what their style, are they comfortable with the camera? It just kind of, I get a gauge on them as a couple and how they are in front of the camera.
Okay.
So that the day of the wedding, I know how I've shot them
How to deal
already.
with them, yeah.
I know how to work with them. So yeah,
That's smart.
I love engagement sessions.
Oh.
And they get cool photos of themselves in a place that's cool, and just in outfits that are their personality. You know, they're not dressed in a bride and a groom, they're dressed as them, you know.
True. And I'm sure after the wedding, babies come, and then you do maternity sessions.
I mean, I've been
family
so
sessions.
lucky to have had clients who booked me, you know, after their wedding, booked me for their maternity photos, for their newborn photos, and so I'm so honored that they would, that I'm there to document all those milestones for
Yeah,
them.
that's huge. That's such a cool. I'm sure that feels great. Like
does.
to
It does.
just be a part of
Their
everybody's
family.
milestones.
I kind of feel like I'm part of their family
Yeah.
when, you know, I get to see so many milestones. I feel so included.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
that.
it.
Love, love, love.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me
Yes.
on Coffee with Karla.
It
This
was fun.
is the first episode. I'm sure many more will come, and you'll be on again.
I would
So-
love to come back on.
Yeah.
Please have me.
And you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for Adri, feel free to comment, let us know. Make sure you subscribe and follow along for more interviews, journeys, and just chit chats.
Yes.
Which is what we do. And I will leave you guys with Adri's info below so you can follow her and check out her beautiful art. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you on the next one. Thank you, Adri, for everything.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Bye.